Hello, book friends. My name is Flo, and this is the Grape Jelly Library, where we love to talk about those and 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 those. Thank you for joining me. Today I am coming at you with a solo act. It is a book that I saw going around the BookTube universe, and I thought I better read it and find out what's happening. This book was written by Victor LaValle, and it is titled The Ballad of Black Tom. I am not familiar with fantasy horror novels. I would tend to generate more towards true crime, but in the proclamation of considering myself allowed to be a well-read woman, I very well couldn't be one if I didn't, occasionally step outside of my box and explore new worlds. So that's what I did. What can I say about this book? Let's see. Well, I'll start off by telling you what it is about briefly. I will give no spoilers. It is a short little novella of a book, so I have to be careful with what I say so I don't let the cat out of the bag. The story is set in America, actually Harlem, in 1924, and our protagonist is Charles Thomas Tester, and he goes by Tommy. He is a 20-year-old schemer, hustler, jive talker, out there on the streets. He resides at home with his father, Otis, whose health is in decline because his wife of 21 years has passed away. And ever since that day, he insists that he too is soon to be demised. Anyways, Tommy's out there on the streets doing what he has to do in order to bring home the bacon, put the roof over his and his father's head, and put the bread on the table. Well, Tommy takes the streets with his guitar, and one day he is propositioned to take a book to a sorceress, and so he does just that. I should mention that this story is set in the jazz era of 1924 as well. So picture, if you will, Tommy in not the best suit, but they say it gives the allure that he is a man of distinguished character without the money. So anyways, he's propositioned to bring a book to this sorceress, and he does just that. I want to tell you what he does to the book, but I'm going to keep my like the Go-Go say, our lips are sealed. I'm going to keep my lips sealed on that certain issue. I don't want to ruin it for you. So anyways, after completing that mission, he is encountered by some police officers who weren't necessarily, doing Tommy any favors. Shortly after that, Tommy is propositioned again, or right around that time, Tommy is propositioned again by a millionaire he's a recluse. He is not very social. he encounters Tommy and he propositions him to do a gig at an event that he is hosting, and offers Tommy a pretty decent amount of money. Well, Tommy is not in a position to refuse that type of dough, so he accepts. That's when this story takes a weird and wild and wacky turn. I did the Audible version of this book, and it painted very picturesque scenes in my mind. What I found, I find beauty in everything. So I was finding the beauty in the description of the scenery and the atmosphere and the time, the era. By the time we got to this point, my visions were being clouded. I'm going to say this book definitely bent my mind. It didn't break it. It didn't break my mind, but it definitely bent it. I'm giving this book a 5-star rating. Originality. I have never read something like this before. And I don't know what that says about me as a reader, but it is what it is. I am glad that I read this book. I think that if you haven't, you should. It's very short. It will take not much of your time up, and it will take you on a journey. If you do decide to read this book, I would like you to try to figure out where the author is taking you before you actually arrive at these destinations throughout the book. I was floored, and what came my way, I never saw coming. I enjoyed this book. At some points in the book, more than others. But all in all, when everything is said and done, I think it was a very good book. Me being the type of person to not put a face to a name, I went ahead and I did some Googling or, researching of who Victor Lavallee was, or is, I should say, and what he's about. How does he tick? How does he dress? How does he look? How does he talk? How does he think? And I was impressed by all of it. So I think I am going to make him an author where I might read all of his works. The only author I have ever cared enough about to do that with is my beloved John Steinbeck. I love Johnny. How could you not love Johnny? I read East of Eden first, simply because of the cover. That is the first thing that intrigued me. I opened the book. I read the first page. I knew this was the book for me. In reading that book, it became my favorite read of all time. Sometimes you'll hear me say The Honey Bus by Meredith May. I say she's sometimes my favorite. She's actually my second. No one is ever going to surpass Mr. Steinbeck. But Victor Lavallee, I'm going to say, if I don't read all of his works, I'm definitely going to read a lot of them. I'm going to order a book. I'm going to order a book today. Do you know why? Because I can. I completed my Read What You Own challenge. I read all the 25 books that I, set out to do. But we'll save that for another video. For now, we'll stick to the topic at hand, and that is Victor Lavallee's The Ballad of Black Tom. Comment below. Let me know. Have you read it? If you have not, do you plan on reading it? If you do, if you have or you do, comment below. Just let me know, what did you think? Did you give it a star rating? Did you kind of get a sense of what was coming your way? Or were you like me, totally shocked? I think I made a couple faces towards the end of the book. And I definitely had to listen to the end of the book two times. Two times, because, wow. Yeah. Until my next video, I love you. Be well, be good, and be reading.